Roman Reigns didn't just become the face of WWE, he redefined what that even means. He defeated legends, survived monsters, and did what few ever have, again and again. Championships, main events, records. Then came the Bloodline saga. Not just a title reign, an epic that involved the lineage, betrayals that cut deep, unexpected alliances, and moments that rewrote careers. Then, almost without noticing, Roman wasn't just the champ, he was the company's gravity. And here's the kicker. See, when a man conquers almost everything, how does he still fail the same test? Not because someone was stronger, not because someone won more matches, but because of one man who always knew where Roman was the weakest. Seth Rollins never just fought Roman Reigns, he understood him. And that's where this story begins.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima.
In 2012, at Survival Series, the arena was buzzing as Ryback, Cena, and Punk battled. Suddenly, through the crowd emerged three unknown men dressed in black. Without warning, they stormed the ring, power-bombing Ryback through a table. That ambush wasn't just interference. It was the arrival of a force that would change WWE forever. For 2 years, the Shield dominated with precision, dismantling legends and main event star alike. They didn't just win matches, they controlled the narrative. In June 2014, at Payback, the Shield faced Evolution itself, Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista. In a battle that felt like a passing of eras, the Shield didn't just survive, they swept Evolution clean, cementing themselves as the most dominant faction WWE had ever seen. That night was their pinnacle, the absolute peak of everything the Shield had built together. And in the very moment of triumph, they faced something unimaginable. Seth Rollins, with no warning, picked up a steel chair and struck his medals. The Shield, who stood at the top of WWE that night, shattered in an instant, betrayed by one of their own. One night they're standing on top of the business together, the next Seth standing over Roman with a chair in his hand, aligned with the authority. Here's what people get wrong about that moment. They remember it as a betrayal story. It is not. It's an origin story, because that night is the first time we see the actual pattern that's going to define this entire rivalry, and it has nothing to do with who's stronger in the ring. Seth didn't need to wrestle out Roman, he needed one unguarded moment, and he took it. That's the blueprint stamped into this rivalry from day one. Seth doesn't need to be a better wrestler, doesn't need to overpower Roman Reigns, he just needed Roman to blink first. So here's a real question worth asking. If Seth understood Roman better than literally anyone else in the locker room, how did Roman still become the face of WWE?
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima.
Well, the answer is pretty straightforward, because Roman Reigns evolved from 2015 to 2019. Roman had the push, main events, big wins, they were all there. But something was missing. Fans weren't buying in. Promos felt rushed, moment felt forced. Roman was presented as the guy, but deep down, even their company knew he had not truly become him yet. And when everything felt like it was going off the rails, the world got quarantined. But that turned out to be the moment nobody saw coming. In 2020, everything shifted. The big dog didn't return. The tribal chief emerged. Gone were the days of seeking validation. Now Roman commanded it. With a cold, calculated presence and a crown of confidence, he wasn't fighting for a spot. He owned it. And when Paul Heyman stood beside him, the entire WWE universe saw it. Roman Reigns wasn't just back, he was untouchable. That's the real shift. A historic 1316-day title reign, back-to-back WrestleMania main events, the Bloodline, an entire universe built around one man's gravity. Businesses surging every quarter he held that title. And it wasn't just what he did to the title, it was what he did to everyone around it. Every opponent he faced walked out bigger than they walked in. The big dog survived matches. The tribal chief made matches mean something. You can hear the difference between the two eras in just two promos. Remember when Roman told Seth,
"Sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering,"
and it felt awkward, forced, like he was trying to do something he wasn't. Now contrast that with the tribal chief, standing face to face with Brock Lesnar and saying,
"This cameraman right here, this is my cameraman. These people, these are all my people."
That's a man who wasn't playing a role anymore. He was owning his legacy. He became the standard everyone else in that locker room got measured against. That's what makes the next part so baffling. Even at his absolute peak, with total control of every storyline, every match, every room he walked into, whenever Seth Rollins entered the frame, in those defining moments, something shifted. At the 2022 Royal Rumble, Seth didn't just show up, he showed up in Shield gear. That entrance wasn't nostalgic, it was pure mind games. Roman kept their title, but the point was made. When Seth steps in, even the tribal chief remembers he can still be shaken. Different years, different stakes, same mistake. Why? That's the question that actually matters here. And whatever that answer is, it's not sitting in the win column. It's somewhere else entirely. And that's exactly where we are heading next.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima.
So who was Roman Reigns' greatest enemy? Say it in your head. You already know the name. Seth, and the evidence is right there. Seth ended the Shield. Seth stole his WrestleMania moment. Seth pulled that same emotional trigger at the Rumble and again at WrestleMania 40. Case closed, right? Now flip it. What if that isn't the full picture? What if Seth was never the disease? He was just the mirror. Think about it. Every time Seth appears, Roman doesn't lose to a better wrestler. Roman abandons that tribal chief and becomes the guy Seth always knew. The one from before the titles, before the bloodline, before any of the control he built. That's the reveal. It was never really about Seth. It's about Roman's pride, his refusal to let go one betrayal for a decade ago. Every time Seth appears, Roman isn't just fighting a rival, he's fighting the version of himself who can't let go, who still clings to that old betrayal even at the peak of his legacy. See, Seth didn't create that flaw. He just knows exactly where to stand, so it shows up every single time. And that's what keeps Roman locked in this loop. Every promo, every stare down, he's not just trying to beat Seth, he's trying to prove something to himself. Seth has become the one mirror he can't escape. That's why this rivalry was never really a fair fight. It just took a decade to figure out why. Seth's the only man alive who can make Roman stop being the tribal chief just by walking into the room. 10 years, many moments. One man who's never had to be stronger than Roman Reigns, only smarter about when to strike. Whatever happens at SummerSlam, one thing's already true. Roman has beaten everyone else in that ring. He's never truly conquered this one man. If this is the kind of deep dives you want more of, hit that like, share and subscribe button. And speaking of Seth Rollins, check out my video on how Seth again and again saved WrestleMania multiple times, and my recent video on how WWE fumbled one of their biggest markets. This is Vector signing off, and until then, keep wrestling.